Yo, what's up, everybody? Zarek here, Underdogs of Addiction. Um, I hope you guys are watching this after you watch my introductory video, my testimony. Um, Today, on this video right here, I just kind of wanted to open up about what I've learned about connecting to my feelings and my trauma, and how that has helped me so much, and helped take away my urge to escape and use. Um, so my whole life I've made music, probably since I was 15 to now. I started really recording and putting music on the internet, but I had been recording songs since I was 7, my whole life pretty much. I used to write, and I never knew why I loved it so much, but I think I was really addicted to the therapeutic process of it, you know, I would make a lot of songs, but when it came to the real world, especially what I learned doing therapy, is like I could I could intellectualize and speak about a lot of like heavy stuff, but I you know I couldn't feel it. When I first got into treatment at Trails Recovery, I I could tell my counselor Billy Grande uh, everything, or tell my counselor Nevin Andrews everything about what was going on, but I couldn't feel it. I couldn't cry. I couldn't let go. And that's what Dr. Gabor Mott, which I have his book right here, The Myth of Normal, he has a bunch of other great books, talks about. And he says, the addict is just trying to escape from pain. And once I learned to stop judging myself and realized that, like, I almost had no choice to go down the path I did, because I was in so much pain. I did not know. I was doing everything I could to try to deal with it, but eventually I succumbed because the backpack just got too full, and I couldn't carry it anymore. And, once they started teaching me how to connect, it would be little exercises like going in the shower and like trying to make myself sad, or listening to a song or something that would trigger me to make me feel sad. And that's what I started doing. And slowly but surely I started to feel. And then I remember I did an assignment for my therapist in treatment, and it was a letter to write to my dad, and talk about what I needed from him as a child and what I didn't get. And I feel like that relationship with my father harmed me the most. I mean, because as a little boy, you want your father's approval. You want your dad to be there, and my dad just couldn't be there. He just didn't have it at the time. And I wrote that letter and I read it to Billy, and I cried, and I connected, and I was like, whoa, like, wow. And then he was like, hey man, let's step it up, let's do another challenge. And he made me read it in front of my team. And that's the first time I've been vulnerable about that in front of anybody. I've never even cried about that type of stuff to nobody. And I read that letter. My heart was racing, my hands were trembling, and I sat there and I got through the letter, and I was crying so much. And by the end of it, the mood in the room, I could feel the heaviness. I'd seen some people with watery eyes, and we all went around and talked about our relationships with our fathers. And a lot of my teammates that were new in the program were like, dude, that moment was like one of my favorite moments in treatment, is because you were so vulnerable, and like it allowed me to feel like I could be vulnerable. And that's the most beautiful thing I've learned in treatment and meetings, is when you can be vulnerable, you can really help people. And to be vulnerable and let go as well. And that's what I did. And the more treatment went on, I started working on being more vulnerable in that way, and slowly but surely started connecting and to what I felt. And instead of, when we're drinking, using drugs, when we feel those dark emotions, we just want to run. And that's all I knew how to do too. Like, no matter what I did, I couldn't escape it. So I was at the bar every few days, just plastering myself. And here I had to learn to use the tools. some mindfulness, sitting, feeling, seeing. And it took me many times in treatment of being triggered and sitting and using my tools, and then learning that like I could have like feel like the worst and just be full of cortisol, and then use my tools, and like the next morning I could wake up and have the best day of my life. Whereas before I'd catastrophize and I'd be like, I want to kill myself, and it's just crazy, when you could start to feel. And this pretty much led to the pinnacle of treatment, where the final part of treatment, I wrote a 7-page declaration letter, and I went as deep as I could. I tried to go as deep as I could as far as feelings, and I didn't know how much I would cry, but I was teared up the whole time. And one of my counselors, Brian Holman, he was like, man, when you read that, like, I can tell you were connected to your words, and it was very well written. And to get the feedback as a writer myself, like, it felt so amazing to like people acknowledge that gift. And I feel like going through treatment, because we had a writing therapist, now that I can really truly connect to my feelings, my music, these videos, anything I do is going to be more authentic. And I guess before, I struggle with being more authentic, and just being real. And that's what I'm just trying to do right now, is just be real. And some tips. Like I said, guys, I'm not a professional. I'm just someone who is a graduate from a recovery program, and has read a lot of books about these topics. So I'm just giving you my general advice. But for those of you guys watching, next time you feel something, you have an argument with somebody, relationship breakup, just anything that triggers your emotions, just do something like the call 4-7-8 breathing. You breathe in for 4, and you hold for 7. So 5, 7, and then you exhale through your mouth for 8. Repeat that 4 times, which is going to activate your parasympathetic nervous system and help calm you down. And then you can kind of, from there, start to feel what's going on. Because it's not what's happening around us, it's what's going on inside us, what Gabermat says. And if we're not paying attention to what's going on inside of us, we're going to be affected by everything that's happening around us. And so practice your mindfulness, practice your deep breathing when you're feeling your things. And as hard as it is, don't run to the escape. Just slowly but surely start allowing yourself to feel. Allow yourself to fucking cry. Allow yourself to be angry. If you gotta punch a wall, break a glass, do it. Allow yourself to feel everything. Write. Get in a journal. That's one thing that helped me so much in treatment. Get in a journal and just write. Just write exactly how you feel. I don't care how bad it is. Just write. Those are gonna help you connect to your emotions. And then slowly start practicing, talking to a trusted family member or somebody that you trust, and being honest with them, and just share. And if you feel like crying, don't suppress that. Let it go, and that's what's helped me. So I'm going to wrap this video up. Please, subscribe, and leave a comment below on how do you deal with your emotions? Do you feel them? Do you reject them? And what are some things that have helped you feel better, and start to connect with yourself? Because it's the disconnection of self is at the root of a lot of our problems. That's what I believe. And so thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.